Hello, everyone. I am ZHAO. Let's draw the body of a juvenile Tyrannosaurus rex. We can represent this juvenile T-Rex with a look full of curiosity. It might be standing on the beach, looking for something with its mouth. Its feet can be shaped to be as light as possible. We choose a posture that can maximally highlight the long legs of the juvenile T-Rex. When drawing, pay attention to the proportions of each body part of this dinosaur, and then note how to use lines to create smooth movements. Now, let's draw the body of the juvenile Tyrannosaurus rex. We start by drawing the ground, and then using very light dotted lines to compose. It will lower its head, so its head is here. Then, there is its neck, which shouldn't be too long. Here will be the back. The torso can be drawn thinner and high off the ground, because the legs of a juvenile T-Rex may be very long. Its tail will be curled back. Next, we locate its limbs. First, we draw the chest. Here are the shoulder blades. Below the chest, we draw its arm here. Followed by its fingers. It had two fingers, the first was shorter, and the second was longer. Then, we use lighter lines to draw its legs. We can draw the part below the knees with bare skin directly. The muscles of the calf should be fuller. Then, draw the ankle, followed by the long raised sole. The soles of its feet appeared to be more slender than those of an adult T-Rex. Next, we draw its three functional toes for walking, long in the middle and short on the sides. It had 4 toes in total, and the first one was blocked. Then, we use lighter lines to show its muscles slightly. Draw some folds at the ankle. Then, we draw some large scales on the instep. When drawing the scales, we draw parallel lines like this and then connect the two sides. This will make it easier to draw. The same goes for the scales on the toes. Then, we add a slight shading. Add some folds at the knee. Now, we draw the other leg. Most of the other leg is invisible. We use the finished leg as a standard, and pay attention to its length. Here is its first toe, which is very short. Then, we outline some shadings. We can draw shadings on the entire part, under the thigh on this side to make the picture more layered and three-dimensional. Now, we move to draw the head of the juvenile T-Rex. Its mouth was a curved line. There were some small horn-like structures on its nose, and the nose should be drawn slightly pointed. Here is its nostril. Then, we draw the ant orbital fenestra. There was a lump above the eye. We can draw it rounder. The eye sockets of juvenile T-Rex were large, but the eyes were relatively small. Let's draw the pupil. Next, we draw its little teeth. Its lower jaw was sharper at the front and thicker at the rear. Now, we draw its feathers. The fluff can be drawn with lines like this, extending along the back. The feathers at the end of the tail can be drawn longer. The tail feathers begin at this point, and only a tiny part below the tail has the skin exposed. Then, we draw another layer of feathers to add more depth. We add some shading simultaneously. Let's show the ear. Next, we draw the feathers from the bottom of the head backward. The skin on the belly should be uncovered. The upper part of its body was feathered. Then, we add some shading on the easily blocked parts, such as this part on the neck and the underside of the tail. Then, we use thinner lines to add details to slightly give the feathers more layers. These lines were sparse and dense. The dense parts were mainly concentrated in the often bent parts of the neck. We try to draw as few as possible in the middle of the body. There were some relatively large cracks between the fluff, which will create shadings. Finally, we add some details to this juvenile T-Rex. Show the larger scales on its mouth. Add a little shadow to the jugal horn and lower jaw. And slightly shade the bottom of its feet. In this way, we've finished drawing the body of a juvenile Tyrannosaurus rex.